Good evening, everyone. On behalf of everyone here at Del Mar College, the chair of the the Department of Public Service, Ms. Melissa Steve, who's joined us, the dean of the, the dean of the Department of Industry and Public Service, Davis Merrill, who wasn't able to be with us tonight. Our Vice President and Chief Academic Officer, Dr. John DeHolcomb, and our President, Dr. Mark Escamilla, as well as our Board of Board of Regents. I'd like to welcome everyone to the pinning ceremony of the spring class of the 2021 graduates of the Del Mar College Regional Police Academy. So, at this point, I would like to ask the cadets to lead us in a Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Wallach.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Take your seats, please. I'd like at this point to ask anybody who has any electronic devices in the audience at this point, please put them on silent, stun, low, whatever it is. And I would like to introduce some very important people that are part of this academy. And in fact, without these people, this academy would not be here, and these cadets would have to have gone a long way away to achieve what they have achieved and what we're celebrating here tonight. So the first person I'd like to introduce is Mr. Wayne Tisdale. Mr. Tisdale is one of our full-time instructors. Ms. Cheney Meisner, who is one of our full-time instructors. Mr. Henry Cantu, again, one of our full-time instructors. And last but not least, the one person who is the most important person in our academy is Miss Mary Ann Graham. She's right here. Come on all the way out. All right. So I'll tell you a little bit about what these young men and women have had to endure over the last 23 weeks. As most of you know, friends and family, because you've gone through this journey with them for the most part. So they started on January 11th. We started with 22 cadets, and you have 13 before you today that were successfully able to navigate their way through the arduous training that is required of them for their entering into this line of work. That 23 weeks required by the state is 696 hours for the Basic Peace Officer Academy. That's 696 clock hours of training. In actuality, these people sitting before you did 824, which is well and above of what is required. They covered 42 major topics, 5 major examinations, which they must have had a minimum cumulative score of 85% or higher to be sitting before you today. One final with that 85% requirement. They all took the state licensing examination for Texas Peace Officers yesterday, and I'm proud to report that all 13 of the individuals on this stage passed that state licensing exam on the first go-round. In addition to the academics, which is, in my view, the absolute hardest of this course, they had a number of skills that they were required to navigate that included going to the range and shooting roughly 500 rounds of ammunition, especially in a time where ammunition was pretty rare and hard to get a hold of. And so They had to shoot an 80 or better on a 100-round course, or a 100-point course. And that included a night shoot, which is challenging at any point. They did a driving course with 6 challenging driving courses. They were all tased, and they were all pepper sprayed for those certifications. They spent a lot of time, a week, in defensive tactics, and I know each and every one of them enjoyed that a lot. And then lots and lots of physical fitness training. So it was not an easy road, as can be told by the number of people that we started with as opposed to the number that we have today. It's very challenging. So having said all of that, at this time we're going to go ahead and award certificates, pin our graduates, and we are going to even do a swearing-in ceremony for one of our graduates. So as I call your name, please come up, and we will pin you. Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, take your time. You don't have to rush. We're going to take our time between. We'll be pinning our graduates center stage. So please feel free to get up and move over to the center, take your photographs, and then we'll move on to the next graduate. So our first graduate is Tristan Borden. Oh, Chief. Pinning Ms. Borden is Chief Eugenio DeLeon from the Sinton Police Department. Our next graduate is Tristan Beegler. Pinning Cadet Beegler will be Sergeant Raymond De La Garza and Sergeant Juan Reyes from the Jimwell County Sheriff's Department. Our next graduate is Cadet Dale Flores. Our next graduate is Cadet Randy Gann. Our next graduate is Cadet Brandon Garcia. Our next graduate is Cadet Marcus Landman. Pinning Cadet Landman will be Chief John Highland and Captain Riley Frazier from the Corpus Christi International Airport Police Department. Our next graduate is safely hiding behind me, Mr. Cadet and now Officer Jared Landreth, will be pinned by Lieutenant Ricky Sines of the Alice Police Department. Our next graduate is Mr. Cody Milliken. Our next graduate is Cadet Ricardo Ortiz. Mr. Ortiz has honored me by asking me to pin him personally, so I'll do that. Our next graduate is Mr. Cameron Reynolds, or should I say Officer Cameron Reynolds, that will be pinned by Lieutenant Ricky Sines of the Alice Police Department. Our next graduate is Cadet Manuel Solis. Our next graduate is Cadet Clarissa Trevino. Pinning Cadet Trevino will be Chief Highland and Captain Frazier from the Corpus Christi International Airport Police Department. And our last cadet for the evening, but certainly not least, is Cadet and soon-to-be Deputy Lucas C. Wallach. Deputy Wallach will be sworn in tonight by Sheriff Romero Ramirez, Chief Deputy Jose Martinez, and will be badged by his father, Douglas Wallach, who is a sergeant with the Texas Department of Public Safety. Sheriff.
Okay, so we're going to do the oath of office as a deputy sheriff, so if you lift your right hand, please. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, I
Lucas Wallach,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
execute the duties
execute the duties
of the office
of the office
of Duval County Sheriff
of Duval County Sheriff
of the state of Texas
of the state of Texas,
and will to the best
and will to the best
of my ability
of my ability
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws
and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Welcome aboard. Okay, we come up front and get a picture. Where's your Sarge? Yeah.
Wallach, y'all go back out there. Back out here? Up front. In front. Congratulations, Deputy Wallach. All right, so now comes a part where we award special awards to those individual cadets who have stood out during the 23 weeks of the Academy. And the first one, the first award goes to someone who serves kind of as a liaison between the Academy staff and the cadets in the Academy. He basically keeps everything running, and his leadership, it permeates throughout the Academy and often results in the success of his fellow classmates. Our class leader for this class was Deputy Lucas Wallach. Our second award we give for someone who stands out in driving skills. We spend a significant amount of time thankfully on a closed driving course at the airport in Rockport, the Aransas County Airport. One of our cadets stood out among all of the cadets, who all did very well. And that cadet scored a 94.83 on a possible 100 of all 6 courses, and that was Cadet Tristan Biegler. Our next award typically goes to a single individual who distinguishes themselves in firearms at the range. We shoot a fairly challenging course. Actually, it's a very challenging course of fire that goes out to the 25-yard line, 50 rounds, and all cadets have to score an 80 or above on that particular course of fire. We had 2 cadets in this class who tied and scored a 96 out of a possible 100, and one of those 2 were, oddly enough, Cadet Tristan Biegler. The other cadet who tied him for top firearms was Cadet Clarissa Trevino. The next award are the top 2 academic performers in the class. And once again, I'll kind of go over exactly what that means. We have 5 major examinations in the 23 weeks that cover the 42 topics of the Basic Peace Officer Academy and a final exam. All of those are added together, and the cumulative average must be an 85 or higher in order for them to be able to take the state licensing exam. Our salutatorian for this class, with a overall score over the 5 major examinations and the final of 93.26, was Cadet Jared Landreth. And I'll say this, how tight the race was for top academics. He beat out the next highest score by just over 1/10 of 1 point. So it was very, very close between the top 3. the top academic person, our valedictorian, which was 86 hundredths of a point above the salutatorian. Our valedictorian with a score of 94.12 overall was Mr. Randy Gann. So at this point, typically in the ceremonies, I like to take a moment before we close and recognize the sacrifice that all of the people that are watching either on Facebook Live or YouTube or here with us today, the sacrifices that the family and the friends of these 13 amazing individuals, the sacrifices that you have made. So they would like to thank you with a round of applause, and so would I. Thank you all. Mr. Wallach, dismiss the class. Thank you all for coming.